Welcome again to Wickerson Studios. This is the first script that I really haven't done much to. The only thing I brought in was a random. I import random as R, and I thought that might jive it up a little bit for its presentation, but the script in Python is structured the same as comes out of this Chinese textbook, and with a little subtlety changes and names that's more relative to me. The only major change is Rhino geometry has been brought in as RG as opposed to Rhino syntax. That'll get more and more complex as we go and slow me down, and I'll have to get into the Rhino common namespaces to do that. Otherwise, here we've got a pretty simple system of a number slider that ranges between 20 and I think 140. So that's basically doing some power in this script on a random integer of going from step 20 to step 140 or whatever number is here. If I go below 20, it becomes too many points. And with the mesh spheres, something I added because I wanted to visualize something a little bigger. Obviously, I want to grab mesh spheres as opposed to just NURB spheres, surface spheres. Otherwise, it's going to really slow down. The script's there. It's pretty simple. It uses a little color RGB, which is nice. And not much to worry about. The only thing I did to it, if we process through, is it really is the first three-dimensional system. And my main goal with this is start to understand data trees. Even though we're still dealing in lists now, I'm going to want to break these up so I actually control the data, and I'm able to not just have a consistent list that's been built by just generating it down the X, the Y, the Z ranges. You can see I chose 256 because that's what was in the script for the different colors, the numbers associated with colors. And in the end, I called everything, pretty much gave them too big a names because I've ended up having to type in quite a bit into my red Python node. But once again, it's the simple thing of stop, caution, go. And go is the geometry I want to look at. This one you actually have to click on, if you click there or if you click, I thought when I had it clicked it would disappear. Yeah, you go back to just the blue if you click that. But if you grab your color preview, you'll see what's going on. Previews are great for vectors and other things. I really like this. It's a slow-moving rotation and turntable because it's got to do a lot of different things. But otherwise, pretty dead simple. I've got a step that I brought in, which is the term they used, which makes sense because ranges go through start, step, stop steps. Sometimes I go through, I guess, start, step, stop. Maybe that's where I'm getting confused. I always thought it was start, stop, step, and I still think it is. But anyway, oh yeah, because I'm just calling stop, step. Maybe I should change that just to be consistent with how I learn, and it actually changes their script a little more. And once again, there is a translation happening from Chinese into the Python English script, so maybe that's where things do need a little bit of translation, and I've taken this project on to do that. Let's see if it still runs, and it does perfectly. And didn't mean to shoot my script down there. Let's see how fast it's running at 42 milliseconds and 6 milliseconds for the final step, and that's just processing the mesh spheres, which you'll find underneath meshes right here under primitives. So that's it. And the only thing I did that you might find interesting is give me 1 second to go into my Facebook account, as long as it'll show up. I just pulled it in as my first GIF. I took it out to a GIF render, which is, let me see if I have it. Let me pull up I'll pull up my file here, the GIF, and I'll also pull up, before I drag it in, let me just pull in the GIF resource, which I think I had there, but maybe I didn't save it. I just typed in Google GIF. So what we have here is, as I pull it in, you'll see a little more data than you want to see, but I've got the nice little GIF that'll run through. And because it's on random, it's not like proceeding to get less and less spheres. It's actually jumping around up, down, and everywhere. So that's kind of exciting. And happy birthday to Scott Randall and others. So let's keep rolling. Simple script. And our next one you can look forward to is going to start importing the math library as M, something I've been doing from the start. And this is where you're really going to have some fun with this. And we will then jump into lines, curves, polylines, curves, and interpolated curves. So stay with me. Thank you for watching. And maybe I'll just jump out. That takes a little bit of process. Yeah, there we go. And I am curious. I mean, for those that want to tail on, just a little technical view of the top is nice. I usually like generating pen and ink because I like to work in pen and ink, but it's always nice to think of that. If I take it out of here, I'm not going to see anything in render. If I go into shaded, how come pen and ink? Did I not bake it? Maybe that's what I've mainly done is I haven't baked the actual spheres, which is interesting. Why would I not have done that till now? I'm going to group them under a layer and a color, and that's going to override the color and give it a white, but I think I can still throw the color on top of that. Hard to say. There we go. Wasn't doing that before. So I've got my render here, which is nice. I've got my pen and ink drawing of the renderings. Yeah, and for those that stuck around, you get to see these little front end things, and this is one that's just gone nuts. That's really cool. That's in the artistic view of kind of fading out in the background. So pretty nice imagery. Could be a wonderful animation to bring into, hologram, augmented reality. It could be certainly parametric through your phone or in the HoloLens. And you can always, I do like the power of that. What a wonderful, fast-moving script to play around with this. Nothing I haven't done similar in Grasshopper alone, but what's nice is getting in here and doing it in Python and realizing I can save time on all my scripts and learn Python in the process, even once running over it once again. 6-minute short video. Thank you for watching. Onward.